All right, guys, what is going on? What up, man? Welcome to FAFO Friday or Philosophical Friday. So we haven't done one of these in a while, so I guess we'll bring it back. But I won't try and get too philosophical on you, but I'll give you a few ideas. Okay. So, a lot of people over the last year, I mean, really, it's been like this whole time, but a lot of people keep coming back. They're coming back to the MLM industry, or they're coming back to trading. They want to get back into it. They took a lot of breaks, or like a long, big ass break for like a year or two or whatever. And, so I always get asked, like, where do I start? What do I do? What books to read? All this stuff. And then every once in a while, I'll get a message that is like really long. Look at this big flag right here, by the way. We got this triple lows formation too on ES. ES here. But anyway, so somebody will say to me like, oh, I've been on a long break. I want to get back into trading. I don't know where to start, or I don't have a lot of money. I need to, I need help or guidance or whatever. In short, they need to get their shit together, So what I'd like to do is tell you how to do that. I want to give you at least 10, well, it's more than that, but 10 main points on how to get your shit together. So if you are funded, you got at least you got a couple things in a row, right? A few ducks in a row. But if you find yourself undisciplined, paycheck to paycheck, or even worse, you're in debt and paycheck to paycheck, then that's really who this video is for, or stream video is for. Okay. What's good? Mason, Naruto, Natasha, Pop, Mr. Young, Eberneth, Convicted Capitalist, Shay, 2020, H, Toby, C Trades, and Josh. Who else is here? Flacco. Chat is members only today. What's good? Crispy J. So, yeah, as far as analysis goes, honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I really like this big flag here on NQ. I feel like this might be a stop run to go lower, but this is all-time highs. I probably wouldn't want to try and, nail the high like that. If we do end up continuing higher, if these triple lows here got taken with the 1, 2, 3 formation, right? So 1, 2, 3 lows at the triple lows here. If that's manipulation, then there is a chance ES could trade higher and make a new high of day. I don't think I'd be interested in either one of those scenarios today. I don't know. We'll keep it on NQ just to have something to watch while I give you some of these ideas. What's good, Cameron? So if you guys are ready, drop a 1 in the chat. If you guys are ready, I mean, most of you have heard this before. I mean, it's nothing that's like brand new or earth shattering. Okay. But that's the thing, man. Like, some people look for the magic sauce. I mean, there's some magic sauce in trading for sure, but in success elsewhere, it really comes down to just a few main ideas and actually sticking to it. So, all right. Philosophical Friday. How to get your shit together. Number one, this kind of goes in order to an extent. At least I think so. But I don't think the order really matters. I have the secret sauce. I give out everything, dude. I don't have anything hidden from you. All right, number one. Establish a goal or goals. Okay? To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Right? If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Seneca. But well, both of those sayings are from Seneca. Okay, so you have to sit down, you have to figure it out. What do you want to do? Do you want to get funded? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to learn how to trade? You know, whatever people's goals are. Get married, whatever. Okay, all that kind of shit. You need to figure out what it is. What exactly it is do you want? Is it one thing? Is it 5 things? Whatever the case is. But either way, you need to have that goal written down. If you want to put a date on it, you can. I typically don't. Okay. But, you know, what are those goals? Is it get funded? Put it on a sheet of paper. Is it to, you know, keep learning the skill set of how to trade? Then write it down. All right. But establish a goal or multiple goals. Number 2. Create a plan / roadmap on how to achieve okay, those said goals. Create a plan, create a roadmap on how to achieve those goals. Okay. If you want to lose weight, then create that roadmap. Oh, what's good, G? I'm going to work out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to cut out sugar. You know, I'm going to make sure to like John's streams every single day to get into the habit. You know, or if your plan is to save money, then it's like, okay, well, if I get paid every 2 weeks, then I'll take $100 or $200 out of every paycheck, set it to the side. I'll cut out Uber Eats and shit, you know. Create that plan, create that roadmap. Okay. Number 3, lock in small wins to build momentum. All right. A lot of people really will look at a goal and think this is astronomically high. Okay. Oh, this is impossible. This is way too far out of my reach. And maybe to an extent there might be some accuracy to that. But how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you build a house? One brick at a time. Right? So the point is not jumping from 0 to 100, right? Oh, I want to get funded. Well, you can't get funded in one trade. Right? Especially with Top Step, there's consistency rules, right? So you have to say, okay, I'll work on taking good trades. I'll work on taking partials and building that account until we can get to 3K, 5K, 6K, or whatever it is for your combine or challenge, whatever. Okay. Get those small wins and build momentum. Okay. You can't really, I mean, you probably could, but in a very logical sense, you can't lose 10 pounds without first losing 5. You can't lose 5 without first losing like 1 or 2, you know? So you have to work in those small steps, okay? And get those small wins to build momentum. A small win could be something like waking up on time. It could be something like printing off charts, which I tell you guys to do and you don't fucking do. Or I tell you to read, you don't fucking read. All right, so you got to lock in those small wins, all right, or don't. But number 4, take occasional breaks to avoid burnout. Take occasional breaks to avoid burnout. So in Atomic Habits by James Clear, that's good, Flacco. We've got one reader in the chat. James Clear in Atomic Habits, I think he calls it the valley of disappointment. That first, few days or weeks, or maybe even the first couple of months where you're not getting the results that you want, and you're doing things very intensely. But if you don't, take breaks, then you're going to run into burnout. If you're not getting the results that you want as soon as possible, then you're more likely to quit, and you don't want to do that. So take occasional breaks to avoid burnout. If you're trying to lose weight, have a cheat meal every once in a while. If you're trying to save money, then, go out and have a nice dinner or some shit every once in a while to kind of lose that tension, you know what I mean? And avoid burnout. Number 5, practice gratitude at least once per week. All right. Gratitude is pretty much going to go in every how-to video that I would make, because, gratitude is important, right? So you might think, well, if I'm in debt, if I'm overweight, if I don't know how to trade, if I can't do all this shit, what do I have to be grateful for? And there's a lot of things that you can be grateful for, because there's always going to be somebody else that is in a better position than you, sure. But there's also people that are in a worse position than you. Not that I would do comparison like that, but just know that you have it better than somebody else. So there's at least a few things to be grateful for. And I won't get into all the science and shit behind it, but it's good to be grateful for things, okay? Number 6 is find people who support you, avoid those who don't. All right? Find people who support you and avoid those who don't. All right? I was thinking about this the other day when I was walking around. I was thinking about this, and if you looked at my story yesterday, I was slightly egotistical. I ain't gonna lie to you. I basically said, look, I nailed the high and the low to the minute. My precision is unmatched. No. You can't beat that. You can't improve on that. You know what I mean? That quite literally was perfection for that session, which I don't do very often, but it happened, right? And so what did you hear me say? The MLM, fucked up because they had the GOAT. So basically I called myself the greatest of all time, right? That's a bit egotistical, but I proved it. Bro, who is more precise than that? You show them to me. And no one in the MLM industry is. I'm sorry, but it's just not there. If it was, they would show it, right? So when I was thinking about that, and I was thinking to myself, that's crazy that level of accuracy is possible. And the fact that I was able to do that yesterday, or 2 days ago, whatever it was, yesterday, 2 days ago, you would think that growing a community on YouTube, getting funded, being a trader, being a mentor, all this shit, you would think that your friends and your family would want to join you in doing what you're doing, right? Oh yeah, man, he hasn't had a fucking job in 5 years. Man, that's fucking badass. I'm going to work all the time, but John just sits on his ass at home. I want to see if he can teach me how to do shit, right? And you would just think that your friends and your family would also trade if that's what you do and if that's what you're good at. But the fact is that they don't. They don't. So it's not strange to me anymore, but people around you are unlikely to support you. If they do, great, but most of the time they're not going to. And the people that do support you are more likely going to be strangers. Okay? So think about that for a second. Where are all of you from? You can drop your city in the chat if you want, or the country if you want, but you guys are from all over the world. There's only a couple of you that are from Houston, or maybe a few like from Texas. Most of you probably are from the US or Germany, right? And there's a few, you know, others here and there. But you'll notice there's not a abundant number of people from Houston doing this, right? Pennsylvania, that's USA. Germany, Mexico, Augsburg. I don't know where that's at. That sounds like Canada. I mean, that sounds like Australia, but I could be wrong. Canada is rich. New York City. I'm sorry to hear that. 2020. Wisconsin. Josh is from Houston. AU is from NYC. Sorry to hear that. Naruto's from Chicago. Sorry to hear that too. Blacko's from Illinois. Alex is from Dallas, I think. Oh, Germany. Gotcha. Munich, Las Vegas, Pennsylvania, Montreal, Canada. Right. That's what I'm saying. You guys are from all over the place, and very few are like my friends and family, you know? It's crazy. So that just goes to show that strangers are going to support you more than your friends. Okay. All right. Number 7, to get a little bit more specific on how to get your shit together. Get out of debt, save money, learn skills. All right. That's kind of a 3-in-1. Okay. Get out of debt, save money, learn skills. Okay. Now that might be hard for some of you. Debt is a bitch because there's interest involved. There's late fees involved. You know, there's bills and mortgages and car payments and insurance and dental and all this, you know, there's Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff, right? Phone bill, all that shit. And it's hard to get out of debt, but you got to figure it out, man. There's the Dave Ramsey baby steps. It's like, I forget what they are. It's like save $1,000, pay off your lowest amount of debt first, debt snowball, you know, whatever, things like that. You know, there are methods out there that will help you. So simultaneously get out of debt, pay that debt off, start saving money, putting money away, and learn skills at the same time. That's what you're doing here, right? You're learning how to read the market with precision that's fucking insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm sorry, bro, but listen, you ever tweet the minute of the high and the minute of the low, and I promise you, your ego is, you will be challenged, okay? You will be fucking challenged, I promise. All right? Anyway, number 8, read as often as you can. Okay? Read as often as you can. There's a lot of things that I can teach you, but I can't teach you everything. You know what I mean? I'm just one person. I'm limited in my teaching ability, in the knowledge of the things that I know. You know, I'm not a super genius expert in everything, okay? I know some people who are, you know, but outside of them, you got to have multiple mentors. And I've always said that. So read as often as you can. I give you guys book recommendations. I have a page on Instagram that's public, right? The wall shelf. So you guys always have free resources to go look at. All right. So I've been trying to get you to read, and you refuse because you hate me and you hate yourself. Number 9, eat right, work out. Now, I'm probably, me saying this is probably not the best, you know, person to hear it from. I mean, I ate half a pizza and a whole box of mac and cheese yesterday. So full disclosure. All right. It was good as fuck. But The point is, when I do eat right and I do work out, I feel way better and I sleep way better too. And I typically perform better when I actually eat right and work out. Okay, so I won't spend too much time on that. You know, it's basically hypocritical for me to literally eat like half a pizza for lunch, an entire box of mac and cheese for dinner, and then tell you to eat right, you know? So full disclosure there. But that's what I would recommend to do, is to eat right and work out. Number 10, this is the easiest one. Sleep. It means get proper sleep. Actually, yeah, let me change that in case you screenshot it. All right. So there you have it. 2025 is right around the corner. Okay. So, yeah, convicted. You like that? How to get your shit together, man. Establish a goal or goals. Create a plan and a roadmap on how to get there. Lock in small wins to build momentum. Take occasional breaks to avoid burnout. Practice gratitude at least once per week. Could be more than that, but at least at a minimum once per week. Number 6, find people who support you. Avoid those who don't, or at least don't take them seriously. All right. Number 7, get out of debt, save money, learn skills. Number 8, read as often as you can. Number 9, eat right, work out. And number 10, get proper sleep. Listen, I can't promise success in anything. All right. But I really believe if you focus on these 10, it's really like 12 or 13 because of number 7. But if you focus on these points here, I fully believe that you will be in a much better place 6 months, a year, especially like 2 or 3 years later. All right. You have to set yourself up for the future. You have to stop living for today and start setting yourself up for tomorrow. You understand? And tomorrow just doesn't mean Saturday because it's Friday. Tomorrow means like next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. All right. So hopefully that will help you. This is a very, very good starting point. But if you think about it, I've given you resources on everything in here. Goal setting, we have a video on that. Let me see. Gratitude, I've shared gratitude journals before. Find people who support you. We have the SMS community here for $25 a month, right? I mean, come on. Learn skills. I teach you how to trade. I teach you some about Stoic philosophy. I teach you, or I give you all these book recommendations, book of the month, all that stuff. You know, eat right, working out. It's probably, you know, I don't really teach that, but moving on. And then get proper sleep, bro. You know, sleep at least 8 hours, or try to, you know, do your best to get 8 hours of sleep. All right. That 4 hours a night shit is not sustainable. I've done it and I'm not going to ever do that again. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think this is a solid formula? I didn't use ChatGPT. I thought of this about an hour ago, you know, because again, based on that message that I got from, well, there's 2 different messages. One person asked me to bring back Philosophical Friday. Number 2, the message was like a really long paragraph about how, you know, that they're struggling and they, you know, need help. And a lot of people need help. I mean, you know, and I'm not even trying to be funny or talk shit, but it's true. A lot of people are struggling right now. A lot of people do need help. And I'm doing my best here, chat. I mean, come on. I'm live here 4 times a week for free. That's 4 hours a week. That's 16 hours of my teaching and my bullshit a month for free of charge. You understand? Like, what else could I possibly do? Book page for all the books. Book of the month. I've been running that for like 3 years now. I mean, literally, what else can I do? I call trades. I give bias. Speaking of bias, let's go over the dollar index. Let's go over the dollar index. What did I point out to you last night? I don't know, John. I didn't watch the market review. Well, you're a dumbass. All right. Friday, 29th, November's low. Okay. That I pointed out. All right. Lo and behold, where are we today? How far can price go below a low? An imbalance. What's that right there? Boom. Schmacked. Man, he don't miss, huh? No, I do. I do, but you know, whatever. Put out the market view last night, right around this time. So how did we get there? Well, we consolidated, right? Generally, I mean, there's a little spike right there, or a little drop lower, but generally this is a consolidation, right? So we had dropped down below 105.60 as outlined into that daily, which I didn't show you the daily imbalance. I just pointed out the level to you. But what do you notice about that consolidation here? What does it have with it? That high right there, and that high is slightly lower. The one on the right slightly lower. So that sets up what? Low resistance highs. Okay. Well, what do you see here? Inversion. Right? That's the imbalance that ran liquidity on a 5-minute time frame, right? The last one. Okay. So it trades through that, back into it here. That could be the inversion model, but you do have a bullish imbalance here right around that midpoint as well. So look at that. Down candle, imbalance inside the inversion on the way to low resistance highs right after a target that I gave you the night before. And we launched. Easy. Look at that. Wicks the imbalance. Dances around for a little bit, but then heads straight for the highs. So if we're bullish on dollar, what can we be for foreign currency? Lower. What can we be for British pound? Lower. What can we be for Australian dollar? Lower. What can we be for New Zealand? Lower. Come on, bro. Come on. All the majors, lower. Again, after dollar hitting that higher time frame target and reversing. So this could kind of be seen as a buy model as well. So you like that? All I did was point out the level. I didn't tell you hit the level and go higher. I mean, I'm not going to take credit for that. But again, I gave you that level. So how did we get there? And then, you know, it could be a reversal or a continuation. I'm not always going to tell you which one it's going to be because I don't know. I didn't know, you know, I put out that video before the highs formed. So how am I supposed to tell you? You were the first person to emphasize or to put emphasis on proper sleep part. I've had a mentor tell me before to give up sleep. Yeah, that was stupid. And work hard until you get where you want to be. So that helped me out a lot. Yeah, whoever said to sacrifice sleep is a retard. Absolute retard. Do you sometimes find yourself trading on gut feelings? No. Maybe stop management, sure. Anyway. Or do you try to avoid doing so? I'm kind of struggling with this. For example, short on NQ, candles look bullish, so I will exit the trade. No, that's not a bad thing, G. If you're bearish and order flow is bullish, what the fuck? Why would you stay in that? Right? Ooh, this is starting to look like a reversal, chat. Oh, damn. Short-term high. Short-term high swept. Dow is dog shit as usual. So yeah, we'll see. This ends up being a stop run to yoink. That's what it's starting to look like. Again, I'm not trying to call a high day, but we'll watch it. All right. And yeah, G, that's exactly what I told you would happen. If you exit trades before they hit stop, that's what you sacrifice. It might not have hit your stop and went to TP instead. Or you get out at a small loss and then it runs to your stop loss, but you saved yourself. You know, there's no way to tell until it pans out. And I agree with what Lee Bright said. Giving up sleep is crazy. Yeah, that's fucking retarded. But, you know, everybody's a mentor these days, right? Everybody's a mentor. Everybody apparently knows everything, even though they give conflicting information. One person says sleep well, you know, sleep good. Another person says you don't need sleep. One person says, you know, trade without a stop loss, and people like me say no, trade with a stop loss, you know? So there's always going to be opposites, right? But I mean, look, here, I'll put it to you this way. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I will say this. Could you shave maybe 30 minutes off? You know, could you wake up 30 minutes earlier or go to bed 30 minutes earlier, maybe? You know, something like that. I think that's somewhat doable. But if you're sleeping for 6 hours and you want to cut 30 minutes off of that, no, I don't recommend that. But if you're used to 8 hours of sleep, maybe, and now you want to wake up 30 minutes earlier, so you get like 7.5 hours, I'm not against something like that, you know, as a trial period to see if that works for you. But to sacrifice a whole hour or more of sleep, yeah, you're stupid. Now you're going to be tired the whole day. Your memory is going to be shit. Your decision making is going to be shit. And so you tried to get better by cutting sleep, and you ended up ruining everything. So, like I said, man, yeah, apparently everybody's a mentor, you know. Everybody's got something to say. So, I mean, I've seen people go on stage and call US 30 a fucking pair. You know, I've seen people say fake it till you make it on stage in front of thousands of people. Like, I've seen the most dog shit advice spread around. It's fucking horrible. I like to think that I haven't given out bad advice. I don't think so. But, you know, I guess at the end of the day, we all do our best, right? You know, I've heard people say, yeah, you just take a dry erase marker and just go in front of your mirror and write all your affirmations. You know, law of attraction kind of shit. Well, do some research. That's all I'm going to say. Do some research. The law of attraction is not what you think it is. Maybe it works for some people, sure, but you by trying to attract things that you don't control, right? That's diametrically opposed to what the Stoics would tell you, right? Epictetus said the more we focus on things outside of our control, the less control we have. So you're just setting yourself up for disappointment and for failure by doing that. But again, to each their own, man. Whatever works for you. But do what works. Marcus Aurelius tells us to take rest, living by the nature. Yeah. You know he struggled with sleep. You know he did. Because he had to remind himself to get out of bed even though it's warm here. So you were born for, you know, sleeping in and staying warm? It's like, no. You were meant to do much greater things, Marcus. Get your fucking ass out of bed. So he's just like me for real. That was the opening of book 5 was the absolute like hook moment for me. You know, I read the first 4 books and I was like, yeah, he's got some great stuff in here. This is wonderful. You know, it's pretty good so far. And then I read the first page of book 5 and I was like, this guy right here, so relatable. Especially this morning. It's like 40s here in Houston. I mean, it might be in the 50s by now, but You know, when it's 40s outside and the house is cold and you're under the sheets and it's warm in here, you don't want to get out of bed, bro. You're like, no, fuck that. So I know exactly what that's like. But yeah, once I read that, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, this is it right here. Why do you think I've been talking about meditations for so much, or so much for so long? For years. For years. To not be sleep deprived, it is recommended to get 3 days straight sleep at least every 3 days, uninterrupted. Evidence-based information. I used to teach this in my medical clinic. Oh, nice. Well, the thing about like health and wellness is, I'm not a doctor, you know, or anything like that. Psychologist, all that. I don't have a degree in fuck all, okay? The thing is, you know, the human body, right? We have so many parts, you know, so many things that could break or go awry, right? I mean, think about it. Your dental insurance compared to your medical insurance. Medical insurance is a lot higher because there's a lot of more things that could go wrong, you know. I mean, think about it. Your body has like what, 226 bones or something. You've got all these organs and, you know, all that shit. I haven't played Operation in a while. All right. But you've got all these things going on. So when we talk about anything that's health related, things can get complicated, you know, because I could tell you, oh, you need to sleep, but you could have sleep apnea. You could have, you know, some sort of obstruction, you know, or you could have maybe a mental condition that prevents you from sleeping. I mean, you know, again, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose or anything like that. So you might have your own individual problems that you would need to overcome in order to do certain things. John, I can't sleep. I have this, I have that. Or, you know, I don't know. I live by a fucking airport, so I hear planes and shit all the time. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's hard to teach. I mean, I've got like 40 people on here, you know, each one of you are going to have your own individual needs or obstructions, you know. So I'm telling you to figure it out, but I'm trying to give everybody a cookie cutter roadmap, ideas to implement, and it's up to you to tailor this to your needs, if that makes sense. Some of you may like affirmations. Some of you might not like affirmations. If you like them, then use them. If you don't, then don't, right? After having a baby as well prevents depression. All right, well, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I could joke, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm going to keep it somewhat professional for the remainder of today. But anyway, today's Friday. We got about 15 minutes left in the session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. It's starting to look like this is distribution, right? We have a higher high here. We have a lower high on ES. You know, I don't know if we're going to entirely get a sell-off down to the data lows, or data low rather, 60.76 for ES. I feel like that would be asking for a lot. But this is all-time highs and a higher high for NQ. So this looks to me like distribution. I mean, think about it. If smart money manipulated down here, they reaccumulated down here, or accumulated, excuse me, and then maybe reaccumulated on something like that. You know, they're going to distribute where people have their stops mostly. So if traders are trying to short this, you know, where their stop's going to be above that high, that just got taken. So assuming that this is distribution, we would likely get a sell-off. So when we're at all-time highs, I'm not trying to pick the high of the day. Okay. Maybe we have it, maybe we don't. I don't know. But that's probably what I would expect. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But that's all I got for you. Yeah, G, you got to fix that. Not medical advice, but I think you should fix that. Libre does believe in affirmations. I achieved almost 90% of things that I put in my board, your vision board. Gotcha. I've read them almost every day unintentionally. I don't put too much emphasis on affirmations. Now I do. Oh, you used to not put too much emphasis on affirmations. Now you do. So what I like, I guess, if there's anything about affirmations that I can at least respect, it's the fact that you are constantly focusing on those goals. And so the decisions that you make should be based on whether you are moving towards that goal or away from it, right? Like if my goal is to lose weight and I'm shopping and I see the little Debbie cakes aisle, you know, the ho-hos and the Twinkies and shit, probably shouldn't go down that aisle, right? So, you know, that's what I can appreciate. But do I use affirmations? I don't. I'd rather have a list of that roadmap, you know, like say my goal was to lose weight. I would print off a calendar, like a 30-day calendar sheet, or just go buy a calendar. And then I would start to X off every single day that I was able to work out and drink a bunch of water and, you know, things like that. So visually I could see all the days that I've done it. And then, you know, obviously I'd skip 1 or 2 days a week, you know, for a cheat day or something. Put like a 0 there or just don't mark it. And then just have all the X's on the days that I would do it. So that way, when you see that board, you're more likely to keep up that consistency, you know, just try to make it to the end of the month. And so doing that, I think, is more beneficial than telling myself, I am healthy, I am this, I am that. I am healthy, but you're fucking, not me, but I'm just saying, for example, like you're telling yourself you're healthy, but you're overweight. You're not healthy. You're trying to get there, but you're not there yet. You know, so you're essentially lying to yourself. And that I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with the chat. Don't agree. What was it that made you so confident to say that was the high? How did you know? Like yesterday, for example. Well, brother, I'm a market maker, bro. I told you. I am in a chat with market makers. And they tell me, John, we're about to run this bitch. And I go, okay, no problem. No problem. What you should do is watch the market review from last night. That's what you should do. Because I explained it. I explained it. Clean lows. This, okay, was a run on previous day's high. Right there. All right, so there's Wednesday's high, 21,548.5. All right. So we ran it, or we tagged it and then tagged it again. But I'm reminding you that there's clean lows. So what I'm saying is this is probably manipulation. This is probably going to trade lower and then give us the low risk short of a sell model, market maker sell model. And so when we did get the lows, I wasn't trying to tweet at the low, just so you know. Okay, so full disclosure, I wasn't trying to do that. And obviously, I backed it up a few minutes later when I noticed the mistake, okay, of 21,489. Okay, not 22,040. That's 1,000 points higher. Like, come on. So that was a mistake. And once I realized I made that, I tweeted again right under it and said, whoops, clearly I meant 21,489. So that was a follow up there. So that's why it looks kind of screwed up if you look at it that way. But that was above yesterday's high. And then again, the clean lows. Look how clean those are. Mr. Clean would be jealous. You know what I'm saying? So that is why the market trades from liquidity to liquidity. I've already taught you that. Liquidity to liquidity. You know this already. I mean, I've gone over this for years. So what would a mentor look like if they taught you things but then weren't able to actually do it, or at least tell you about it? You know, you can't fake that. You can't fake Twitter. I mean, I guess you could if you just tweeted a bunch of times and then tweeted or just put the one on the chart of the one that works. But if you have, I guess if you follow me on Twitter, you would be able to see if I tweeted a bunch of times, and I don't. So I'm either going to be right or wrong. Like, I'll give you an example. For NQ today, I tweeted this a little bit before we started. I just don't have it on the chart here. But I had tweeted that there's a big flag here on NQ. Right? So the only issue here is you got to realize I did tweet that there's a flag, okay? But look what we have here, though. Look what we have. We have low resistance highs right here, okay? You see that? So if I'm tweeting that we have a big flag, would that mean to short if we have low resistance highs? That wouldn't mean to short. That wouldn't mean that at all. So we end up running higher. And again, this to me looks like distribution. But I could be wrong. It's Friday. Friday's typically my worst day. And we're at all-time highs. And it's the most bullish index today. So the accuracy might not be there. We might make a new high of day. So what? What happened, Flacco? What happened? What did I do? What did I do, chat? You said, what would a mentor look like if they can't do the things they say? Right. That's why I called myself the GOAT yesterday. Because of that. Like this probably won't happen again either ever or for a really, really long time. Okay? I'm not afraid to admit that. But out of all the traders that you listen to, out of all of them, Have they been able to do this? Not just the high or the low, but both. Fucking both. The precision is insane. Who? If they've done it, great. I want to know about it. I want to see it. It's an open invitation. I'd like to see that. So if it hasn't been done, then, you know, it hasn't been done. But anyway, that's not what it's about. It's not about me, okay? It's about me teaching you. It's about me giving you either trade ideas or biases in advance so you can watch price, you can look for setups, you can study, you can take trades if you want, whatever. Where did you get your sweatshirt? I want one. iedm.com. I haven't been on the site in a few years. $75% off. It's like the same price of shit when I bought it. They just raised the price just to discount it. Yeah, iedm.com. They're kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you. Gee, if there's clean highs, then that's one of my targets. In my today's live stream in my YouTube channel this morning. Oh, you did something this morning, Lee Bright. That's fine. I want to go see it then. Could you at least give me the minute marker so I don't have to watch the whole thing? I know that sounds fucked up, but like, could you at least show me the very minute marker of when you're saying something? But that's what I like to see, though. Is that a surprise, though? If I'm the one who's tweeting at highs and lows, or within like a couple of minutes of them, and I'm teaching you how to do it, then wouldn't I expect you guys to do it? I mean, Lee Bright and his community have crossed over $5 million in prop funding this year alone. That's not a surprise. I'm not shocked by that. I'm not going, wow, that's insane. That's impossible. I'm not saying that at all because I know the type of shit you're learning. So I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. It's a very, very good thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to downplay that. I'm just saying, like, what I teach you guys works, and it can be duplicated. If it didn't work and it couldn't be duplicated, then none of you would get funded, and none of you would stay here. All of you would go, man, I'm not learning a fucking thing, and then you'd leave. But I feel like the only people that do leave, who join and then leave, are just lazy. And that's my honest opinion. I made it super, super cheap. And I give you more than what you pay for. And if you still leave, that just means you're a lazy sack of shit. That's my opinion. You're just fucking lazy. I don't even promise to give you trades or to give you biases, but I still give them to you. So if you can't appreciate that, you're just lazy. And if that's the case, and I mean this with all, respect, but if that's the case, then, go enjoy whatever it is that you do. If you like your job, great. Go have fun at work. As simple as that. That's what you like, go for it. Anyway, The last 10 minutes have been the 1 p.m. macro, and it doesn't really look like we're in a hurry to go anywhere. 1250 is here. We haven't really done a whole lot with NQ. So what I'll probably do, chat, I don't think I'm going to trade anything here in the PM session. I think I'm going to leave this shit alone. So you got some ideas on how to get your shit together today. Briefly went over dollar and the opportunities that were over there in currencies, because you guys keep asking about currencies. It's the same thing. The mitigation model works over there just the same. The market maker models work just the same over there as they do on indices. Okay, I looked at metals today. I think they're trash. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, drop a like on your way out, chat. I would greatly appreciate that. I will see you guys on Market Maker Monday on the 9th. You guys ready? You guys ready to have a good weekend or what? Be blessed. I'll see you then.